Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. So today we are going to present about my father occupation is for our assignment for basic laboratory safety for code CHY3003. Our members consist of Irina Fizana, which is me, Satin Shafimimi, Alif Aizat, Haris Daniel, and Izuddin. So, to start our presentation, I will introduce that my father occupation is as a contractor. As we know that contractor is a person or company that arranges to supply materials or workers for building or for moving goods. Working on a construction site isn't for everyone. There are many risks and hazards. The workers' environment, the work environment, the equipment, the materials, the tasks and workers are potential source of danger. It's a simple nature of the business. So I will pass to Alif Aizat to present more about the hazard of being a contractor.
Thank you, Edina. Now we go on to the hazard in Edina's father's workplace, which is as a contractor. Okay, the first one is a physical hazard. Okay, under the physical hazard, we can split into the three parts. The first part is heat stress. Second part is noise exposure. Third part is vibration. Okay, the first part is heat stress. When employee working under hot weather for around 15 minutes until 60 minutes, they easily can get heat exhaustion. The symptom of heat exhaustion, we can see the employee will feel faint or dizzy, and sometimes will feel excessive sweating, and of course the muscle cramp. Okay. The muscle cramp occurs because of the heat cramp. This will affect the muscle, including calf, arms, abdominals, wall, and back. Okay, the second part is about the noise. Noise means any sound that the human ear finds unpleasant or disruptive. The type of noise exposure from Edina's father workplace is in the intermittent noise, which means exposure to sound pressure level several times during a normal working days. When the employee exposed to high level of noise, it may lead to hearing loss. The standard decibel level, which is a dBA, that human can expose is 100 until 110 dB. If the dB level higher than that, the human will get a hearing loss. Will affect their hearing. Okay, the last one is about the vibration. Vibration is when the continuation of vibration exposure, it may develop into an injury or disease. Vibration exposure can affect the nervous system, lead to HAVS. HAVS known as hand-arm vibration syndrome. All of this happen when employee handling the tool that vibrates. For example, driller. For example, when handling the driller. Okay, that's all for me. Now I will pass to my friend.
We move to the solution to prevent physical hazard. The first physical hazard is heat stress. The solution to prevent this hazard is keep hydrated with always drink water. Next, fresh up body with baths. Besides drinks, sport drinks that include electrolytes and salt, or drinks cool water to reduce body temperature. Lastly, move to cooler place to reduce time exposure to sunlight. The next hazard is noise exposure. Suggestion to prevent is where you plug to prevent we hear the noise directly. Next, reduce time exposure by break 10 minutes and then continue again but not use the machine continuously. Lastly, buy luminous tool and machine. Nowadays, modern era so have technology to make machine with flow. Yes. The last hazard is operation hazard. The situation prevent this hazard is reduced using time with have working time and continue again the work. Next, consult a director at the first sign of operation disease and ask about the possibility of changing to a job with less exposure. Lastly, maintain tools properly. One of the reasons the tool have high operation because the tool do not maintaining and have problem. Next, I will pass to the next person to continue this presentation. Next,
Chemical hazard can happen due to ingestion, as for a contractor, due to ingestion, absorption, and inhalation. As a contractor, they work on site where there's uh, a lot of dust doing their work, when drilling, when 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 drilling. Okay. When drilling, there can cause a lot of dust to appear to the surrounding, to the environment where the contractor works. Thus, this could cause exhaustion to the eye and can lead to eye damage. Other than that, the particle of dust can contaminate the food, where because contractor often they need to rush their work and don't have a lot of time, so uh, often they took a break or take a snack at the environment where they work, which have a lot of dust. This dust can cause ingestion to them as the food is contaminated. Inhalation, for example, as a contractor, there's a lot of workers that smokes at the working site. So when they inhale the smoke, the cigarette smoke, this could cause lung damage and so on. Now I will pass to the prevention.
Next, there are a variety of ways to protect yourself from chemical hazards on a construction site. The best way to protect workers from chemical hazards is to use engineering controls. Substitution is the replacement of hazardous material with a less hazardous one. For example, using water-based paint instead of solvent-based paint, or using power tools with dust collection system instead of hand tools. Ventilation is the most common form of an engineering control used in construction. It involves using local or general exhaust ventilation to remove contaminants from the air before they have a chance to reach the worker's breathing zone. So, the first control is a thorough cleaning of the work area should be conducted prior based on a job-specific determination procedures. Next, control is providing an exhaust fan that must either be HEPA filtered or the fan positioned so that exhausted particulate does not re-enter the building. Other than that, isolation are physical barriers that keep workers away from hazards. So first is avoid dust generating work must be avoided on high wind days. We also can put plastic sheeting around an area where work is being performed, or as complex as a negative air pressure containment would. Next, we should use a remotely operated power tool to remove asbestos insulation.
Psychosocial hazard is a work-related stress. This can occur between employer with employee, boss with the workers, contractor with its workers, or it can also occur when with the boss and the client or a colleague at work. The psychosocial hazard could impact the psychology, health, mental, and emotion of a person. For example, as a contractor have client. When they doesn't have the same agreement, they can argue a lot, and which could lead a problem with the client, with and the contractor. This could cause stress to the contractor when there's a lot of argument during work. Another example of psychosocial hazard when the contractor have a stubborn, hard-headed employee. As a contractor, we work to make sure the project is done. But if we get a hard-headed and stubborn employee, they do not do the work and have the work drag for a long time, and then it could cause problem to the contractor. For example, money problem. For example, time. This also can cause the mental and health problem, mental health illness when the contractor is stressed. Thank you. Now I will pass it to Izudin.
I will continue the session to prevent physiological hazard. Firstly, is stress management. Track your strategy by keeping a journal for a week or two to identify which session create the most stress and how you respond to them. Second, communication. Communicate with the employees to create a mentally health workplace. Create bonding or having one-on-one discussion with workers to solve integration problem in the workplace. Set assess and prioritize the risk. Determine the level of risk to properties which control measure should be implemented first. Next, I will pass this presentation to next person.
That's all for us. I can conclude that every work has its own risk and the employee should have to take care of their own safety. We are we are also the employee also must be aware by the surrounding to avoid all the hazards that might be occur to us during our work. So that's all. Thank you.